dates back to the late 1700s, during the Spanish colonial period. The first Masonic lodge was established in 1856 in Manila, mostly composed of American expatriates, and was recognized by Grand Lodge of California. Freemasonry was introduced to the Philippines through a Spanish naval officer who organized a lodge in Cavite under the Portuguese Grand Orient Lusitano. Over time, other lodges under the jurisdictions of British, Germans, and the Spanish Grand Orient gained a presence in the country, making the Philippines a melting pot of different Masonic jurisdictions. But despite being present in the country for over 159 years, Filipinos referred as Indios were not allowed membership in the early years of Masonry. 1889, with the establishment of Loya Revolucion by Filipino Graciano Lopez Haina in Barcelona, Spain. Notable members of Revolucion included Graciano Lopez Haina, Jose Rizal, Mariano Ponce, Galicano Apacible, Jose Maria Panganiban, Antonio Luna, and Marcelo del Pilar. This period was marked by Filipino in Spain advocating for social and political reforms for the Philippines. And Loya Revolucion was the first concrete steps forward forming true Philippine Masonry. Loya Revolucion played a crucial role in initiation of many Filipinos such as Ariston Bautista and Jose Alejandrino. In 1890, Lopez Haina and Marcelo del Pilar established Loya Solidaridad No. 53 in Madrid, Spain, chartered under the Grande Oriente Español. This lodge served as place for Filipino expatriates in Spain after Loya Revolucion was dissolved. Marcelo del Pilar sought permission from Grand Master Miguel Moraita to establish Filipino lodges in the Philippines. Antonio Luna and Pedro Serrano Lactao were commissioned for this task, but Luna had to go to France and Lactao needs to return to the Philippines alone. Luna, together with Trinidad Pardo de Tavera and Dr. Ariston Bautista, established a Masonic club in Paris under the auspices of Loya Solidaridad No. 53. This marked the beginning of propagation of Masonic teachings and unifying forces for the Filipino society. Masonry teaches ethical values and principles to its members through the use of symbols, allegories, and ritual dramas. Its central themes are brotherhood, charity, and truth. Members are encouraged to practice charity and benevolence, respect relationships, adhere to religious principles, support the government, promote morality, learning and to love others, and fear God. The organization is not a religion or a secret society, and its teaching aimed to improve the character and behavior of its. In the late 19th century, Pedro Serrano Lactao, with the help of Moises Salvador and Jose A. Ramos, established the first Masonic lodge in the Philippines, Lodge Nilad. On March 20, 1892, the lodge was approved with the Grande Oriente Español and numbered as Lodge Nilad No. 144. The lodge was considered as the mother lodge and had the authority to supervise other lodges in the Philippines. In the same year, Logia Balagtas No. 149 was established in Sampaloc, Manila, with the initiation of Apolinario Mabini, Doroteo Cortes, and several other patriots. The impact of these lodges was significant, and members soon started forming Masonic triangulos in various regions of the Philippines, including Manila, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. A total of more than 80 triangulos were recorded and established across the country. Jose Rizal, one of Philippines' most revered national heroes, was appointed as an honorary worshipful master of Lodge Nilad in July 1892, reflecting the lodge's connection to country's history and cultural heritage. With the success of Loja Nilad and Loja Balagtas, several lodges were established across the Philippines. Some of these include Lodge Labong number 153 in Malabon, established by Pedro Camus; Lodge Masala number 154 in San Fernando, Pampanga, established by Cecilio Hilario; Lodge Majestad number 155 in Bacolor, Pampanga, established by Francisco Joven; Lodge Dampulan number 156 in Nueva Ecija, established by Arturo Denzel; Lodge Bathala number 157 in Ermita, Manila, established by Ambrosio Flores; Lodge Walana number 158 in Calle Trozo, Tondo, Manila, established by Ambrosio Flores as well; Lodge Taliba number 165 in Trozo, Tondo, Manila, established by Jose Dizon; Lodge Dalisay number 177 in Santa Cruz, Manila, established by Sixto Celis; and Lodge Lusong number 185 in Tondo, established by Timoteo Paez and Nicolas Zamora. These lodges further expanded the reach of Freemasonry in the Philippines and helped to foster a sense of community and brotherhood among its members. In the late 19th century, the growth of Freemasonry in the Philippines and its increasing popularity led to the creation of the Regional Ground Council. To ensure the integrity of the organization, Loja Nilad, also known as Mother Lodge, established strict rules for all lodges on the manner of investigating candidates for degrees. These rules, however, were met with resistance from other lodges, who felt Nilad was encroaching on their authority and autonomy. Moises Salvador, a past senior warden of Nilad, accused Pedro Serrano of misuse of authority and curtailing the freedom and prerogative of the lodges. Despite the challenges, Freemasonry continued to thrive and remain an important part of Philippine history and culture. The conflict between Nilad and other lodges worsened, leading Lodge Balagtas and Lusong to seek help from Marcelo del Pilar in Spain. They gave him power of attorney to handle all Masonic affairs on their behalf before the Grande Oriente Español. Meanwhile, an effort was underway to challenge Nilad's authority over despotic manner of conducting lodges affairs and to remove Pedro Serrano Lactao, who was blamed for the problem. Numerous accusations and counter-accusations were exchanged, and reports of growing tension between Nilad and other lodges continued to emerge. The ongoing conflict between the lodges led to growing demand for better organization. In March 1893, the lodges held a meeting to discuss creation of central national body, either a regional grand council or regional grand lodge, elected by lodges with power derived from the governed. Apolinario Mabini, Ambrosio Flores, Abelardo Cuesta, and Numeriano Adriano were elected directors of the movement. When Nilad Lodge, the mother lodge, became aware of the movement, it convened an assembly of members of the lodges. However, at this assembly, Nilad lost the support of other lodges, highlighting the need for more. Despite Nilad Lodge's declaration of the assembly being unconstitutional and the suspension of the signatories, an assembly was held on April 16, 1893 at Faustino Villarreal House. The agenda includes the formation of appropriate central body and the authority of Nilad over other lodges. Lodges Walana, Balagtas, Bathala, Taliba, Dalisay, and Lusong were represented by their officers. Apolinario Mabini presented the solution to the situation by advocating for the creation of the Regional Grand Council. After careful consideration, the decision was made to apply to the Grand Council of the order of the formation of the Regional Grand Council. Marcelo del Pilar played a crucial role in establishment of Gran Consejo Regional de Filipinas, which was a central body elected by lodges to govern Masonic affairs in the Philippines. Despite opposition from Lodge Nilad and Joaquin Ruiz, Grand Secretary of the Order, del Pilar brought the matter to Grand Master Moraita, who granted the demand and charter was received. The Gran Consejo Regional de Filipinas was installed on December 10, 1893. Del Pilar's effort earned him the title of Father of Philippine Masonry. Spanish friars, fears of growing influence of Philippine Masonry led to campaign of terror and persecutions against its members. Masons were arrested, tortured, exiled, or executed. The Masonic fraternity became a symbol of fight for freedom and democracy in our country, the Philippines. La Solidaridad proclaimed that Masonry was an organized protest against oppression and tyranny, and that fighting against tyranny meant fighting against the friars who controlled the government. The struggle for Philippine Masonry was also a struggle for freedom and democracy for our beloved country, which is the Philippines. The Spanish friars saw the growing popularity of Masonry, particularly the impact of Rizal's novels and his organization of La Liga Filipina, as a threat to their governance and control in the Philippines. Rizal's association with Masonry was one of the reasons for his arrest and deportation. In 1896, the Spanish government banned Masonry completely and all lodges were forced to cease operations. Many Masons, including members of La Liga Filipina, were later executed for their role in the revolution, including 13 martyrs of Bagong Bayan who were executed shortly after Rizal's death. The executions of Masons only solidified the association between Masonry and the fight for freedom and democracy in the Philippines. Freemasonry saw a rapid growth in the Philippines during the American colonial period, attracting many prominent Filipinos as members. However, after our independence in 1946, the government became suspicious of Freemasonry, and it was banned by President Ferdinand Marcos in the early 1960s. The ban was lifted after Marcos' regime fell in 1986, leading to a resurgence of the organization in the Philippines. Today, there are multiple active Masonic lodges in the country. Freemasonry operates as a fraternity with focus on moral and ethical values and does not support political parties, promote religious doctrines, or attempt to influence legislations. Philippine Masonry is a branch of Freemasonry that is practiced in the Philippines. It follows the same principles and beliefs as traditional Freemasonry, with the 3 degrees of apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason being the foundation of the organization. Filipino Freemasonry was first established in the Philippines in 1909, and since then, it has grown and expanded throughout the country, with lodges being established in various cities and provinces all over the country. The organization is dedicated to promoting the values of brotherly love, relief, and truth, and aims to improve the lives of its members and the wider community. The organization places a strong emphasis on the cardinal virtues of temperance, fortitude, prudence, and justice, and encourages its members to embody these virtues in their daily lives. Additionally, Filipino Freemasonry is centered on the belief in a supreme being and the immortality of the soul, promoting the sense of spiritual growth and development among its members. A vibrant and active organization in the Philippines dedicated to promoting the values of brotherly love, relief, and truth. and promoting the growth and development of its members. In simpler terms, Freemasonry is a society that actually aims to promote the values of charity, benevolence, education, and religion. It believes in the importance of building good character and encourages its members to be unselfish and concerned to the welfare of others. Freemasonry is not an insurance or benefit society, but it does provide relief to the poor and distressed brothers and their needy widows and orphans. It teaches a system of morality, brotherhood based on sacred law, and emphasizes the duty of man to develop his intellect, be just, and follow his conscience. The organization is religious in nature, as it teaches beliefs in one God and requires members to have belief in Supreme Being. However, it is not concerned with creeds or theology, as it is open to members of all religious beliefs. Every lodge must have an altar with volume of sacred law which serve as a symbol of the organization's religious foundation. Members of different religious sects, including Roman Catholicism, Islam, Buddhism, Protestant, and others are all welcome to become Masons. However, discussion of sectarian religion is prohibited in the lodge in order to maintain peace and harmony. Nevertheless, Freemasonry encourages its members to participate actively in the churches of their choice. In the Philippines, Freemasonry is considered as a legal and social organization, with the Grand Lodge of the Philippines being the oldest and most recognized Masonic organization in the country. It is recognized by the United Grand Lodge of England and other Grand Lodges around the world, establishing its place as a respected and well-established organization. You might have heard about the Masonic Bible and how it's used in Masonic lodges, but I'm here to clear up any confusions. The fact is, there's no such thing as Masonic Bible. The Bible that is being used in some Christian lodges is the King James Version of the Holy Bible. It is an ordinary copy of the Bible with a small section added to the front, which has the brief history of the Masonry. So, in conclusion, there's no such thing as a special Masonic Bible. It's just a standard King James Version with a short history of Masonry added to the front. The all-seeing eye is often depicted as an eye within a triangle, often surrounded by a rays of light. This symbol represents the idea that a supreme being such as God watches over us and sees everything that we do. The all-seeing eye is often associated with the idea of divine surveillance, meaning that no matter what we go or what we do, we are always under the watchful eye of the higher power. This can bring sense of comfort to some people, knowing that there's a higher power looking out for them. However, the all-seeing eye also represents the sense of accountability. We may be able to fool others, but God knows everything about us, including our thoughts, even our actions. This can be a source of fear for some people, but for others, It is a reminder to live a life that is true to other beliefs and values. Whether you see it as a symbol or a protection, or a reminder to live a virtuous life, the all seeing eye is a powerful symbol that has been used throughout the history to express the idea of divine surveillance. Freemasonry has been a topic of criticism and controversy in the Philippines, especially from religious groups. Critics have accused the organization of having a secret agenda in being involved in political and financial corruptions. The main criticism against Freemasonry is that it is a secret society with a hidden agenda and its members are sworn to secrecy. This has led to suspicions that the organization is promoting a religious and spiritual agenda that contradicts the traditional Christianity. Additionally, Freemasonry has been accused of political and financial corruptions. Critics believe that the organization uses its influence and wealth to control the government and the economy for its own benefit. The organization denies anything about the allegations of secret agenda and political and financial corruptions. In conclusion, the controversy surrounding Freemasonry in the Philippines continue to generate debates and discussions, and as always, it is important to seek out for the facts and understand both sides of the issue before forming any opinion or personal beliefs about the issue. The question of church versus Freemasonry has been a topic of debate for some time. However, Freemasonry chooses not to comment on any belief system, religious or otherwise, and will not interfere in the affairs of other organizations. Freemasonry is based on ethics, charity, and reverence, and can be practiced by people who are not Masons or member of the church. Freemasonry is not a religion, but it is a philosophy of life that promotes ethics, charity, and reverence. It accepts members of all religious backgrounds and encourages individuals to live their lives with integrity and moral values. Filipino Freemasonry is an organization based on the principles of brotherhood, charity, and truth. Its members are referred to as free and accepted Masons of the Philippines. And as usual, there are arguments for and against Freemasonry in the Philippines. Advocates of the group argue that the group promotes civic responsibility, charity, moral development, and brotherhood. For instance, Filipino Freemasons are known for their charitable work, such as building schools, hospitals, and participating in disaster relief efforts. Additionally, Freemasonry teaches moral lessons and always encouraging members to live according to high moral standards. On the other hand, critics argue that Freemasonry is a secret society that undermines the principle of democracy and equality. As we come to an end of this report, let me now summarize what we have learned about the Filipino Freemasonry. Filipino Freemasonry is a local branch of a global fraternity which is widely practiced all over the world. The organization is built on the principles of brotherhood, charity, and truth, and its members are known as Freemasons. There are arguments for and against the practices of Filipino Freemason, just like in other countries. On one hand, some people believe that Freemasonry promotes civic responsibility, charity, and moral development. But while on the other hand, others argue that it is a secret society that promotes elitism and undermines democratic values and may not align with the religious beliefs. But in the end, the decision to support or participate in Filipino Freemasonry is our personal choice. It is up to each individual to weigh the arguments and make a decision based on their own beliefs and values, just like what the Freemasons is teaching. Again, thank you for joining me in this discussion of Filipino Freemasonry, and that concludes our report.